Welcome, gentlemen, to Season 4, Episode 1 of Mitch's Marlboro Talk, presented by Jewel. Smoke 'em, they'll kill ya. Hope everybody's doing alright. We got a draft coming up here in a few days, just about a week or so. Just wanted to go through the rundown like we usually do and get everybody ready, primed, and, hard as a rock for next week. The draft is going to be on the 28th, which is next Saturday, 8/28. It's going to be over at Blainer's Man Cave. That'll be the second time they've hosted us for a draft, so we already know that he's got a pretty sweet setup. We're all going to be there, and I believe there's going to be all of us there. There's talks of a kegger, maybe a pool party, maybe some golf. Seems like all that probably fell through, so I'll be over at Blaine's about 3-ish. I'm going to be chomping at the bit to get over there, get shit started. We got a couple updates in this video. I'll be sending out an email covering those things, a couple changes to our draft. Not anything that's going to get voted on. This is just something that, since we got all 12 of us here, who knows if it'll ever happen again. We're going to fucking do it. Already paid for it. Nick and I discussed it. My concierge, my wartime concierge, my VP, we've discussed it. We came to an agreement. We ran it by a few people. We got some people trying to cry and complain about it, but fuck y'all, we're doing it. We're doing it live. Speaking of Nick, I want to congratulate him for winning last season. The 2020, we gave it away. He called it on draft day. And, he was right. He won the whole season, took home the stripper, and he's going to get him a nice trophy to hang probably somewhere where Katie will let him, because God knows he's not going to be able to put it in the main area. But we got your name on there. I couldn't fit your whole Nicholas Alexander Williams on there, so we just got Nick Williams and a nice little asterisk by it, because it was COVID year and Jeff wants it to be that way. Once again, I think we're going to have 12 out of 12 for the draft, which is pretty sweet. But just want to discuss dues. They're still $40. Get them to Nick. I mean, we're all over 30 years old at this point. Nobody's cool or funny for holding out. No, I'm not going to send him his money. I mean, we're fucking grown-ups. Send him $40 and come to the draft. If you show up to the draft and you haven't given him $40, I'm going to talk shit to you. I'm going to try and embarrass you. Hopefully everybody does, because like I said, we're all over 30. We're grown-ass men. Motherfucking grown. You see this? This is a beard. Don't look at the patch. Look at the beard. Look at the mustache. Grown men pay their dues, just like a Lannister. Usually I do a little update on how everybody's doing, but I want to do something a little different this year. I was listening to Alan Jackson the other day, kind of just reminiscing over the past years, and with the Taliban kind of popping back up, it made me think of a song he wrote. Where were you when the world stopped turning? Well, let's find out. Where were you when we didn't have 12 out of 12? For myself, I mean, personally, even before we had drafts, I was where I was, and I'm the commissioner, so I think I've been at every draft, especially every draft party. It's like pulling teeth to get it all set up, but we're getting better. We're getting better. And, if I have a bad year this year, go 5-5 again, maybe I'll sit out a draft. Maybe I'll draft from home. Maybe I'll just have my fucking wife draft for me, because I need somebody to help me out that maybe just doesn't overthink it like me. Shandy, I'm pretty sure you've been at all the drafts. Sometimes just in body. I know a couple times you were kind of in outer space, maybe in space dust, and started just picking all Patriots. But unless I'm forgetting, I'm pretty sure you were there at all of them. So good on you, Jeff. Temple, you missed a draft when you lived in New Orleans, which is okay. You drafted through a freaking hurricane, so I mean, like, we can't be mad about that. There was also the year where you didn't think you could make the draft, and you just showed up right before it started, and that was glorious. And that's what everybody should strive to do. If you live in Atlanta or you're Dan and you just want to act too cool, just show up. Don't be weird, just show up. Don't make any excuses. There's no excuse. I got a buddy who's coming to the draft whose wife's birthday is on the draft. You know what? And he said, babe, I've known this draft and been a part of this draft much longer than I've known you. Shout out, Neil. Let's move on to Chris. At one point, he was in the Windy City and also playing in an alternate Chicago league behind our backs. So, you know, he missed a couple drafts, but he's moved back, and we're gonna move past it. And he's been at pretty much every one. He's even hosted one since then. So, you know, a lot of this is going back to the college days, and we can kind of let that slide. But once again, we're all over 30. Let's just do grown men stuff, you know, little mansgiving. Next up would be Dano, and in my opinion, he missed out of spite. He's like in Atlanta, I don't know, he wanted to do something cool. He doesn't like us, but he still wants to be in the league. He's just a mean guy to some of our buddies. I mean, I personally lived with Dan for 3 years, so I'm used to it. I know how Dan operates, but some of you guys, you know, you let him get under your skin, and that's exactly what he wants. And, you know, he's never had a good reason to not attend, but that'll bring me to our next person who has had a real reason, and that would be Uncle Neil. You weren't in the league when we first started, which is pretty fucked up, dude. I mean, you missed some serious drafts, but you joined, and then you've been pretty solid ever since. So we're gonna have to give you a pass. Once again, if you're gonna tell your wife on her birthday that you're picking the draft over her, you're good in my book, brother. Let's see. Nick Williams, when he was a Tri-County Technical College Hawk, being the only player on the golf team to survive a whole season without quitting or dropping out or flunking out. I think he missed one. That was before he was a Gamecock, though. So, you know, ever since Nick's been a Gamecock alumni, go Cox, he's made every draft. And, I mean, he's one of those guys that you can just depend on, unlike some of you guys. Let's see, Blainer, when he was the Blue Hose frat president, probably missed. But he's been on good behavior since college. We're hoping to maybe change that up on Saturday, depending on whether or not the children are around. Maybe we can get a little saucy, do a little stupid stuff, maybe throw some eggs at some cars or something. You know, just throw it back, Blainer. But, you know, if college was the last time you missed a draft, you're all right. Craig. One year, I forgot to tell you about the draft. That led to you taking a hiatus, but you're still going to be counted absent for those drafts. So, you know, 1's on me, 2's on you, and now you're back, and we're back in action, and you've been at all the drafts since. So, you know, onward and upward. Pat, McDonald's had better Wi-Fi. We know you stopped there, you didn't want to come hang out, or whatever your reason was. Nobody really knows, but you drafted at McDonald's that one time when we were all sitting there hoping you'd show up. So let's not let that happen again. But since you're not Anderson bound anymore, maybe you know, maybe the drive won't be so bad. Rob, you were scared of coronavirus. Let's see, Matt, you've actually never been. It's usually around the same time as your European vacation, or, you know, Australia, or, you know, Mediterranean, something. You're going to do something. You and your wife are just going to go gallivant and take all these sexy pics and show off. And then, I mean, you still manage to draft when you're in like a 9-hour time difference. So, you know, whatever. But you're going to be here this year. And if you're not, you're in big fucking trouble, dude. Big fucking trouble. So I've been doing some research, and it seems that the draft sites now rank their players in tiers as opposed to 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, you got tier 1 is these 3 guys, tier 2 is these 5 guys. It's kind of confusing, honestly, but it inspired me to do some tiers of fallen comrades of our leagues. So we'll start with the needed more guys tier. That would be Joel Gardner and his buddies, who I don't even remember who they were. I don't remember their names, but Joel was in there, but we got rid of him because we had more guys. We got more guys. He's out. Then we got the Wingo tier. Scott and Gaston, they didn't really pay attention. They were just having a good time. And then Drew Wingo, not related. He could also fall in the first category of needing more guys, but, you know, he's a Wingo, so we'll throw him in there. We got the roommate tier, which would be T. Smith, the Dog Dangler, Dina Burns, Russell Gillig, which is where that nickname originated. Well, not really. He had it before then, but that's when it really caught fire. You got the I Still Feel Awful About It tier, which is Tyler Ritchie and Mike Liller. If any of you guys ever want to quit, maybe I can slide one of them back in there, but, it's, hang in there. We got the Cheater tier, which is Kale, Long May He Live. I don't know how Temple got out of it and Kale got the death penalty, but he was at draft last year, no bad blood, so that's what we like. Then you got the Almost tier, which is Dan and Jeff that one year. You guys are you were on the thread. You almost got cut, because you were either a jerk or you didn't pay or something. But, now that we're all 30, we pay our dues and we're nice to each other. Brings me to our last tier, the Champions tier. Harmonator. Hot and heavy run. Came out hot, started winning, almost won his first year, won his second year, probably would have won a few since then if he stayed in. He was really good, but may he rest in peace. I think that's everybody that's been in the league. I don't know. We've kicked so many people out. We could have a second league bigger than this one with the people who used to be in it. Yearly recap, 2020 sucked dick. I mean, we got coronavirus. Who gives a fuck? Get your shots. Make sure you're vaxxed up. Or if not, just dodge that Rona like I do, just like, oh, if it gets me, it gets me. But, for the vaxxers, good for you. Take it. Get your booster. Get your second booster in a couple months. And make sure to get your third booster when it comes out. Just a recap. Draft 8/28/21, afternoon, butt rags. Be there. Be square. Be there by about 3:30. We're going to do the draft lottery at about 4:15, 4:30. Draft's going to be around 6. It's set for 6:15 on ESPN. However, it brings me to my new point. We have bought a draft board with names and stickers, and we are going to do an official draft where you get to walk your picks up to the board, announce them, and slap them on there, and then we're going to enter the rosters in afterwards. We're going to take a picture of the board. We'll post it somewhere so nobody can have any tomfoolery. We'll have the rosters updated by the end of the day or the next day, so if you want to drop somebody, you can. We're going to print out a shit ton of ranking sheets, but if you want to rely on your own, algorithms or whatever you use to help you draft, make sure to just bring your computer, just treat it like a normal draft. And if you really need ESPN to hold your hand throughout the whole draft and give you the average draft position and who's up next, we have a sheet. Do it the old school way. Who knows if we'll ever get all of us in the same room again. So we're fucking doing it. I don't care. Oh, you want to say something, Dan, Jeff, somebody else? Y'all don't like it? Guess what? I don't give a fuck. I'm the commitch. This one is an executive order, and we're going to have fun, And if everything goes to shit, fuck it. I'll start the draft 10 minutes later, and we'll all draft, There's no harm, no foul. We've already bought the draft board. It's already shipped. So don't make a fucking big deal about it, and everybody will be cool, okay? I guess that's pretty much it, The draft board is going to be cool. You may not like it, but I've done it before. It's fun. Everybody gets that feeling of it's a draft. It might make the draft last a little bit longer. We're not going to put pick time limits on there unless you're just being an asshole. But you know what? Don't we all like hanging out and just getting away and just getting all the fellows together? Isn't that what we're there for in the first place? So, don't bitch about it. Don't make a big scene because nobody fucking cares anyways. And, I'll just reiterate one more time. Pay Nick. Pay Nick. Pay Nick. Pay Nick. Pay Nick. We are 30-year-olds. We are adults. Quit acting like kids. I love all of you. A little bit, most of you a lot, and I look forward to seeing you 8/28 around 3-ish at Butt Rag's house. Bring your bathing suit or your skinny dipping gear. Just kidding, I don't think we're swimming, but let's fucking do it. Let's get it. 12 out of 12. If somebody happens to not show up for the draft, fuck you, and I'm gonna probably find you and whoop your ass. All right? Commitch out.